Hey besties! Welcome back! Today we're diving into some of the creepiest stories about most cursed computer viruses ever. Here are the last 10 subscribers. If you want to be in the next video and don't want to have these computer viruses, leave a like under the video and subscribe with all notifications. Thank you, and let's get started.
Explaining Viruses, Part 1.
Grow a garden app!
This game is inspired by a Roblox game named Grow a Garden that has more than 20 billion visits. Mind you, this is a virus app, and I recommend you not absolutely downloading it. Once you open the app, you will see a bunch of mythical pets like raccoon, kitsune, 8 fox, and more. And if you click any pets that are dot in the picture, a video of 8 glitching fruits are gonna be shown in the video. Here's the video. But warning to those who has epilepsy warning. That's all. Goodbye and stay safe. Everyone, good night.
When I first heard about this so-called Grow a Garden app, I thought it was another harmless mobile game. The name alone sounds innocent. But the fact that it's a straight-up virus disguised as a kid-friendly game is unsettling. You open it, expecting plants and cute animals, but instead you're hit with glitching videos, distorted pets, and epilepsy-triggering visuals. That's not an accident. Someone built it to harm people, and it's terrifying to think how many kids might have clicked it without realizing what they were walking into. It makes me think about how vulnerable phones really are. A single download, and you're suddenly opening a door you can't close. You don't even realize until it's too late that you've let something dangerous into your device. And what makes it worse is how the creators use the same idea as a popular Roblox game to trick people into trusting it. That's not clever coding, that's predatory. The whole thing is unsettling. It's not a jump scare in a video or a haunted toy. It's hidden behind an innocent app that feels like it could end up on anyone's phone. That kind of threat feels so much closer to home than any ghost story. And Grow a Garden isn't the only one. There are even darker stories about games that don't just try to scare you, but actively ruin your device and your sense of safety.
Let's talk about Angry Neighbor. Angry Neighbor is a virus that may quickly destroy your phone and leave it unrepairable. You will teleport into a house in this game that resembles Hello Neighbor, but has a lot of changes. A jump scare will appear on your phone if the neighbor finds you, and you'll wind up infecting it with a virus. However, if you succeed in finishing the game, this image will show up in your screen. Angry Neighbor cannot be download from Apple Store but available on Google Play Store and Chrome. Angry Neighbor was developed with built-in viruses. The lack of detailed information in the game is due to its primary purposes of data theft rather than entertainment. The occurrence of the virus in the game is determined by gameplay. This is all I know. Stay safe.
Angry Neighbor is the kind of game that makes me paranoid about every download link I see. On the surface, it looks like a ripoff of Hello Neighbor, and you'd think the worst thing about it would be bad graphics or clunky gameplay. Instead, it's designed to attack your phone directly. A jump scare shows up if you fail, and right after, the virus spreads through your system. It's not entertainment, it's an attack. What creeps me out is the way it's set up to play like a normal horror game. You let your guard down because you think you're dealing with a cheap clone, but in reality, it's pulling information, damaging your files, and leaving your phone unusable. It's not just a scare anymore, it's personal damage. And if you're someone who keeps photos, messages, or private work on your phone, losing all of that because of a hidden virus is terrifying. It feels less like a game and more like bait, something purposely designed to lure people in, then punish them for even being curious. And the fact it was on platforms like Google Play makes me wonder how many people unknowingly installed it before realizing what they had done. But Angry Neighbor is still just a game. What happens when the virus disguises itself as something even more familiar, like the App Store itself?
Let's talk about
Chinese Play Store.
This Chinese Play Store is a disguise or a fake version of the original Play Store app. It tricks people into clicking it, making them see a picture that is gory. By the way, this is a virus. If you translate it to English, it translated to play mark. Once you click on it, you will see a person's face destroyed. and the background sound is screaming, and it is really loud. And it's harder trying to exit the app. The man in the image is the man who was in a bear attack in India. The name of the man is Bachelor Lakshmi, and the image was in 2019. There is a non-gory image of the man, but the face was distorted alongside a creepy face. It is unknown who created this virus. I highly recommend it. Don't search the image. Many people is traumatized after seeing this image. Stay safe.
This one hits different because it takes something you trust every day and turns it into a trap. A fake Play Store that looks identical to the real thing until you click it. And instead of downloading apps, you're hit with gore, screaming sounds, and images you'll never get out of your head. That's not a scare. That's trauma on purpose. The worst part is how it forces you to stay. You try to exit, but the sound keeps blasting and the picture stays there. It doesn't let you look away. That kind of design feels like whoever made it wanted to maximize the shock value and push it into your memory forever. And knowing it used real images of a man who survived a bear attack makes it even more disturbing, because now it's crossing the line into exploiting real suffering for a fake scare. This one bothers me the most, because it's not about ghosts or cursed discs, it's about control. It takes something normal, something safe, and corrupts it into a nightmare that feels inescapable, that sticks with you longer than any scream. But it's not only mobile apps that hide horrors, even on computers. People have found versions of Windows that aren't what they seem.
Explaining Windows Viruses Part 5. Windows Long Hell. So Windows Long Hell is a fake version of Windows Longhorn. When you open it, it's just a normal startup screen of Windows Longhorn. You will get a phone call from a known contact. You can't decline it. And there is a creepy creatures that's saying something that I don't understand. You cannot end call, mute mic, and even close it. And then your computer get a blue screen of death. And then it will teleporting you to a creepy video username 666. And then you will get jump scared. And you will get error screen, but it's not blue, but it's red. Oh yeah, I forgot, after the BSOD, your Windows will be a crappy image that's similar to username 666. Thanks for Nanda Pradika for the footage. You can follow and subscribe his channel.
The idea of a fake operating system is horrifying in itself. You boot up what looks like a normal Windows startup, but instead of running your computer, it starts reaching into your life. Getting a phone call you can't decline from a number that looks familiar, that feels personal. That's the kind of scare that goes beyond the screen and makes you paranoid about your own devices. Then there's the visuals. Blue screen of death turning into a red screen. Distorted videos like username 666 popping up out of nowhere, and error screens that feel endless. It's not just crashing your system, it's psychologically toying with you. A virus that makes you feel like you've lost control of your own computer, as if something else is calling the shots. It gets under your skin, because we depend on our computers for everything. School, work, memories, our lives are on these machines. And the thought of a virus not only deleting it all, but taunting you with creepy messages along the way is enough to make you want to unplug everything and walk away. And while fake operating systems are scary, nothing beats the legend of cursed discs, because those stories blur the line between simple files and something much darker.
Never play the cursed game of Sonic.exe. Disclaimer, this video is for entertainment purposes only. The story of how Sonic the Hedgehog turned into this. There was a young man named Tom who loved playing video games. One of his favorites was Sonic the Hedgehog. One day, Tom was sitting at home when he heard the mailman drop something in his post box. He went outside to retrieve whatever it was and noticed that it was an envelope from his best friend, Kyle. Tom quickly opened the envelope and out fell a disc and also a handwritten note. In the note, Kyle was asking Tom to destroy the disc before it was too late. And he warned Tom, "Do not play this if you know what's good for you." Tom looked down and saw the word Sonic.exe written onto the otherwise blank disc. Not listening to a single word Kyle said, Tom took the disc and inserted it into his computer. When Tom started playing the game, he noticed that something was off about Sonic. Go to part 2, it's already on my page.
Sonic.exe is probably one of the most infamous cursed game stories, and even though it's been around forever, it still gives me chills. The idea of receiving a blank disc from a friend with a warning not to play it already feels unsettling. Then, you ignore the warning, pop it into your computer, and the game you loved as a kid starts twisting into something evil. That's pure nightmare fuel. What sticks with me about the Sonic.exe story is how it starts so simple. A gift from a friend, a normal game you've played 1,000 times before, and then it slowly warps into something that feels alive. Sonic's red eyes, the distorted messages, the feeling that the game is aware of you. It's not just a hacked game, it feels like an entity reaching through the screen. People debate whether the original story was real, but that's not the point. The point is how effective it is at making you afraid of something so familiar. A childhood character, a harmless game, turning into something that stares back at you. That's why Sonic.exe became more than a creepypasta. It's a modern myth, and the kind of story that keeps you up at night wondering what's hiding behind the games we grew up with. The scariest horrors don't always come from ghosts or monsters, they come from the things we use every day. Phones, computers, games, the technology we trust can turn on us, and that makes these stories so powerful, because the moment you let your guard down, something strange, something dangerous might already be inside. Tell me in comments which story scared you the most and why. And don't forget to leave a like under the video and to subscribe with all notifications. Thank you and goodbye. Stay safe.